Hey guys, be twice here today, Saturday, August 28th. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. I've said on some of my other previous videos that I don't have as much time anymore to put out as much content, so um, I've been posting all of my charts publicly to TradingView and putting them up on my Twitter. So follow me on Twitter, be at B twice2. You'll see when I do put out charts. There will be times during the week that if I see a really good setup, I will post the chart without doing a video, so be mindful of that. With that being said, we're going to look at SPY, QQQ, and IWM, and this is likely going to be the last thing I cover this weekend. Um, so with that being said, what are we seeing on SPY right now? So I think this is the highest probability of what we're about to see, is that we're putting in a 5-wave impulse to the upside to finish off a wave 3, a primary wave 3. Now, mind you, we are in a danger zone right now. Obviously, you can see this, the bearish divergence that we're seeing on the RSI, and it looks like we're getting close to this upper trend line that we have not been able to break above. So with that being said, we could be seeing this sell-off or another dip relatively soon. I do think that it's probably a pretty good chance that we're going to head a little bit higher before we get to this wave 3 top. We'll pull back for 4. We'll have one last rally up for our wave 5. That could put us somewhere up at 460. So be mindful that SPY still has some upside if it's going to go, but it is very dangerous, buying calls or doing something of that nature at these levels because there's a lot of resistance up here for us to get rejected at. So be mindful of that. When we do find our top, wherever it may happen, and it could happen at any point in time, maybe my count's wrong and maybe we've already topped and we'll get rejected early next week. Who knows? But when we do top, it is most likely that at this next um, short-term top that we find that we're going to break this uptrend line. We're going to break the 50 moving average, and it's likely that we're going to be heading down to the mid 420s, maybe even all the way down to 416. I don't think it's going to go all the way to 38.2% retracement, but for wave fours, that is possible. I would think that we're going to be somewhere in this ballpark. So it really just depends on where we find our top, but I would expect that the next rejection that we have is going to take us down somewhere into the 420 ballpark. So there you have it for SPY. Bulls, you want to see this thing continue to rally and get to this full 5-wave impulse. Bears, top is in. We're heading to 420. All right, so let's look at QQQ. So QQQ actually popped above the bearish divergence on the RSI. So very, very bullish last week. So what do I think is most likely about to happen here on this situation or in this scenario? I think it's an ending diag. So what I think that we're seeing is that we have a finishing 5-wave impulse that's taking us up to our wave 5 top, which is a wave 3. And then I think we're going to be getting rejected. We could see QQQ go into the 380s. Depending on how much strength it has in these upcoming weeks, but I do think the top is near, and that the upside from where we currently stand, I think, is limited. But time will tell. I could be wrong. But with that being said, I think that this is the most common scenario is that we're going to see a finishing move to the upside. Ultimately, up here, we're going to have a blow off top, and we're going to get rejected. Most likely at this upper trend line, this red trend line I have drawn. I think it's going to happen somewhere in here. It could be 385, depending on where our wave 4 bottom is. Maybe it's a little bit higher, maybe it's a little bit lower. But with that being said, when we get this next rejection, I think that QQQ is going to be heading back to this purple trend line I have drawn right here. I think that's going to be in right around the 350 range. Maybe it goes dips a little bit beneath that, but I don't see it going all the way down to the 38.2. The 38.2 could be as low as 340, so be mindful of that. But QQQ looked very, very strong last week, so I do think that we will continue melting up for maybe another couple weeks or so as we start to get to this top, and then from there we're going to see some serious downside. So bulls, you see this thing still melting higher. Bears, top is in, and we're already going to be heading into the 340s. All right, so IWM. So IWM has been very, very weird. I've had to change my count on it a million times. I actually, just because I couldn't really figure it out, that it just wasn't making sense to me. So I actually had somebody on Twitter show me somebody else's count, and it does make a lot of sense. And then looking at the price action this week, I do think that they are correct, and that this is the most likely scenario. Is that we had a cycle wave 3 top back here at all-time highs, and now we've been in this running triangle. So we've been seeing a series of 3-wave moves: a 3-wave move down, 3-wave move up to an A. You get the point. 3 waves all over the place. So what that could be is a running triangle, meaning an A, a B, a C, going up for D, coming down for E, and then breaking to the upside. So after seeing this guy's chart and going over it, this seems to make the most sense, especially because see this RSI and this trend line, we were able to break above it. So we were kind of hanging out, trying to really struggle getting over the middle of this channel, and we broke above This week we broke above the middle of the channel on high volume. Actually, no, that was a day. I thought we were looking at the weekly chart for a second there. This happened on Friday, so that's a very bullish sign. That tells me that we popped up for an A, we pulled back for a B, and it looks like we're finishing off our wave C. So where's our wave C top most likely going to be? It looks like we're going to get up to this 230 range, and then that's the spot to be careful because it will probably get rejected at this upper trend line, this channel line. From there, we'll see a three-wave move to the downside, taking us back to this trend line, which is going to be our E wave bottom, which is our wave 4 bottom, which is going to probably be a 210 range again. From there, we're actually going to see a move to the upside, and we should be breaking to all-time highs. So I would expect as IWM gets up here, that's probably right when SPY and QQQ are going to be topping as well. We'll see a pretty big flush to the downside as those are going down as well. This will have a 10% drop if we're going from 230 to 210, and then ultimately we'll find bottom heading up to all-time highs from there. So that is what I see as most likely for IWM. Hopefully this is what occurs. All right, guys, if you like these videos, go ahead and hit a like and subscribe.